here's the thing. When you're active duty, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We've all done that funny math when we first joined and go, hey, I'm getting paid 12 cents an hour or whatever it is, right? So it's really true. Anything that happens to you during your time in service is going to be covered. And that's an important aspect. I will say that I think that a lot of the kind of self-segregation out of VA disability compensation is misperceptions and horrible descriptors from the VA standpoint. So the fact you're calling it disability already makes people go, probably not me because I have all my fingers and toes. Save that for the person that was in the convoy and got hit by the IED. That's the person who needs that. So obviously that person's going to be taken care of, right? But that's not the only people that are taken care of. And so it's way more vast than what the descriptor makes it sound like, because disability really, in our minds, we think of, okay, wheelchair, missing limbs, that type of stuff when you hear disability or disabled. The other kind of weird thing is, and I'm sure everybody on this and probably everybody watching could agree, is that during your time in service, especially the beginning, okay, the first 4 years, 6 years, maybe 8, it's very frowned upon to go to the battalion aid station, go to the medic, to go, hey, I got some sand in my shorts, right? I gotta go. No, you're gonna suck it up and you're gonna deal with it because you don't want the repercussions. You don't want to be labeled. You don't want to be called X, Y, or Z. And maybe things are changing a little bit, but not that much, I'm sure. And I get it. I understand the why. You want to have a ready, deployable, fully functioning company or platoon or whatever it is, right? Battalion. But there are circumstances in which you should probably get that like annotated somewhere, right? And so there's this weird thing that we carry on through our time in service of don't go get seen because of all the repercussions. Then you get out and then what? You're supposed to go get seen and like just totally change your mindset. Because guess what? The military is really good at forming and shaping a mindset. You have to unravel that and tell yourself it's okay to go have this conversation, right? And it sounds easy, but I think there's some subconscious stuff at play. I'm no psychologist, but I'm sure that some of that's at play in addition to they're calling it disability, I don't rate, all of those types of things. The other thing that gets me with the way the VA does things is, and us, I mean, we make the problem worse. The 0 through 100% rating schedule makes it sound like that's the entire rating schedule for disabilities once you get over that hump of understanding that heartburn, GERD is considered a disability, right? Migraine headaches is a disability. Sinusitis is a disability. All of these things fall under disability compensation. Once we get over that realm, then we're thinking, okay, well, I shouldn't rate 100% because 100% is the maximum. Well, if 100% is the maximum, then again, that's the person that got hit by the IED. That's that person. I am not that person. Save it for them because I need them to be taken care of because I care about my brothers and sisters. So then we self-segregate again out of pursuing other higher ratings in some cases or rating at all. And then in addition, we look at our brothers and sisters that have 100% and then go, you're walking, shame on you. You did something wrong to get that. Because we don't understand that there's a whole other rating schedule called special monthly compensation, that's what the person that got hit by the IED's on. They're getting special monthly compensation. They're missing a limb, whatever their circumstances is, or their circumstances are. And their monthly payout is 2-3 times the amount of the 100% schedule, and they're getting probably special monthly or special adaptive housing grants. They can go get a car grant for an adaptive car. There's a whole other world that the severe circumstances have. So what are your thoughts on, and I just want to hear quickly from you guys, based on what I said, what are your thoughts on the VA's ability or inability to be a little more, I guess, welcoming to all veterans and having that kind of a real conversation instead of throwing words out and percentages and all this stuff that make people go, maybe that's not me. Randy.
I think honestly, the percentages piece is one of the biggest blockers that's out there because it's misleading. You think, well, geez, there's a person that's 100%, but I see them walking down the street with their dog. That doesn't seem right. That is not the way the system was designed, and unfortunately, these numbers just don't always tell the true story of what the VA is attempting to accomplish with their rating scale. So there's a problem. There's a downstream problem from that. Many of our states have begun to rely on those numbers as litmus tests to pass along certain state benefits. Now, I'll throw a couple of examples out there. I was born in the state of Oregon, and if you're 100%, disabled from your service, there is a benefit that you can receive from the state for your dependents to go to Oregon universities, whichever one you choose, at a discounted or free rate, actually. But you have to hit 100%. Other states, if you're above 50%, you get benefits with your automobile, for example. I think, guys, don't blow me up in the comments down below, but I think in Colorado, if you're above 50%, you get some benefits with registering your car, and it costs a lot less. But again, to Jason's point, we're tying now we've got a screwed up rating schedule. At least the nomenclature behind it, 0 to 100, I think is not a great idea. But now we're tying state and even county and city benefits, county for property taxes. So I think that's really problematic. I don't think there's a way we can get out of it. I think we as a community just need to accept it and destigmatize it. That's, a point that I made earlier. Chris Darling, we're starting to wind the video down here. I'll kick it over to you for your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, all these things this is a really great discussion. Another thing that we didn't touch on, and I've talked to some veterans like, well, I don't want to go get a disability rating. I don't want a mental health check because I want to own a firearm. Again, I think that's a poor reason to not get yourself checked, right? What on every front, right? And we all know people that, that have suffered from depression, civilian friends, military friends, everything else. You owe it to yourself to go in and just make sure everything's good to go. And all these other things about, wanting to own firearms or having this stigma or some label on you is not relevant. There's privacy around that. And, I think that's just something that I've heard that I thought I would share. And, as you get older, you can kind of look back and what's more important, right? Your physical health, your well-being, your being there for your family, for your friends, for your brothers and sisters you served with. That's the main thing. So I just wanted to add that little piece in there. That's been another thing why people don't go.